Hey everyone, it's Greg from Six Sided Discs, and we love nothing more on our channel than to explore discs, plastics, or brands that we've never thrown before. And usually when we're doing that, it's a new company or some new release. But today is a little bit different because we're going to explore a brand that's been around for nearly 5 years. The brand in question, Hooligan Discs, and these are our first impressions. Debuting back in 2021, Hooligan Discs is based in Rockwall, Texas. And naturally, they teamed up with Texas-based manufacturer Lone Star Discs as their molding partner. However, rumored issues with production led them to cut ties with Lone Star Discs recently and switch production to another US-based manufacturer, Gateway Disc Sports. Hooligan was kind enough to send us some discs to test today, so thank you very much to them, and let's have a look. We'll begin with their putter, the Cash. The Cash is a medium-depth beaded putter rated at 3302, and you might expect it to be slightly overstable with those flight numbers. And depending on how you throw it, it isn't really. In their premium Primo plastic thrown at lower speeds, we did get some pretty straight flights. But thrown a bit faster on backhand or on forehand, it's prone to getting some slight turn. And to be clear, I'm not complaining. I'm all for a straight or slightly understable turnover from a putter, but it isn't quite matching up with the flight numbers in this plastic for us. It may very well be the case that the flight numbers are more accurate for putting in their base plastic. After all, it's called the Cash, and one does not cash shots down the fairway. You cash putts, right? Let's bump up in speed slightly to a disc that has a much firmer grasp on its identity, the Flip. The Flip is a very appropriately named understable mid-range. Here in their Vision plastic, a translucent metal flake blend, it feels quite nice. With these plastics now being produced by Gateway, you can compare both the look and feel to a lot of Gateway's newer plastics. The shape of the rim looks a lot like a slightly deeper Innova Rollo. And with flight numbers of 5, 6, -4, 1, it's definitely in competition for the Rollo for that extra understable mid-range slot in your bag. So let's see how it flies. And this is a pretty simple one. No matter which way you throw it, the Flip flips. If you're enjoying our content, please consider supporting our channel by becoming a member. You'll get great perks like exclusive live streams, early access to videos, and even discounts on our website, sixsideddiscs.com, where you'll find over 30 different brands and even discounted discs that we've thrown in our videos. Thank you for your support. Let's move on now to Hooligan's only fairway driver, the Thread. Once again, a very appropriately named disc, assuming that it can live up to the flight numbers of 95, -11. Our Thread is also in their Primo plastic, and it's an interesting design. With a chunky leading edge, it feels bigger than most 9 speeds to my hand. But without further ado, let's get it out on the course and see if we can find that elusive straight shot. Shot number 1, and it's not quite straight. A little bit of hyzer drifts through some leaves before fading out. Shot number 2 was a bit low and turned over, and not quite what we're after. Shot number 3 here is ripped in an open field, and maybe that extra power turned it slightly, but it also gently fought back, so there is some potential. But finally, on shot number 4, Caleb found the sweet spot and laced this 300-foot low-ceiling drive almost dead straight for a look at birdie. And if that's not threading the needle, you get it. You get it. All right, so let's move on to our next disc before I ruin the vibe. Right. This is the Vibe, and it's a vibe. That's what the kids are saying these days, right? Anyways, rated at 11.5, -21, the Vibe is designed to be a straight to understable distance driver. And again, maybe it's just me, but it feels really big in my hand. The Thread was big for a fairway driver, and the Vibe is feeling pretty big as well. But hey, if we can't vibe with the grip, maybe we can just vibe with the flight. And oh yes, we can. The Vibe is, to put it simply, a bomber. For an 11 speed that's supposed to be slightly understable, it never looked like overturning, and on every throw, it easily got big distance. Here, Caleb sends it out with a nice smooth turn, before it fights back into the middle of the fairway on this par 4. My first throw with it, a forehand in an open field, was also the better part of 340 feet, and I was super impressed. But not quite as impressed as I was when I watched Caleb do this.
That's fair.
Wow.
Oh.
That is literally parked, and this hole is this many feet long. There's no T sign, I don't actually know. Yeah, so I guess the only negative thing to say about the vibe is that it didn't quite live up to the flight numbers we expected, or to be quite as understable as we expected, but is that a bad thing? Anywho, last but not least is the iconic destroyer slot in Hooligan's lineup, the Yeet. Rated at 12.5, -1.3, the Yeet is, to beat a dead horse, such a great name for a disc, and we once again have it in their Vision plastic. And I have to say, it feels a little bit different to the flip that we felt earlier, possibly because it's a little bit lighter at 167 grams. But this plastic feels excellent. Excellent grip, slight flexibility, and just a slight dome to it. It feels fantastic. And off the tee, it is exactly what you would expect for this slot in your bag. Reliably overstable, with just enough glide to get solid distance at high speed. Caleb put it through its paces well, and if I have any feedback, it's that I didn't expect the vibe to fly farther than the Yeet. But maybe Caleb forgot to use the magic word. It's a hyper-competitive market in disc golf right now, especially for newer companies that are partnering with existing manufacturers, as they may struggle to differentiate themselves and appeal to a broad audience. But if I'm being completely honest, I didn't really expect to like Hooligan discs very much. I thought the naming scheme was trying a little too hard to be cool. But after seeing these discs in action, I think I'm catching the vibe. Have you thrown Hooligan discs? Let us know about your experience in the comments below. And also comment below what discs or brands we should explore next in our First Impression series. For Six Sided Discs, I'm Greg. We'll see you in the next one. Hooligan discs were kind of... Yep. Where'd I go?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
For an 11 speed that's supposed to be understable... Stable? Put some Hoiser on it. Some Hoiser. Yeah, it turned. It didn't roll, but it turned.
That's fair.
Wow.
Oh.
That is literally parked, and this hole is this many feet long. There's no T sign, I don't actually know.
I think it's 428 or something.
Tap it in. Tap it in like you played the hole.
Oh, stroke.
Stroke, deep route.
It may work. If you like this content and want to see more, please consider liking the video, subscribing to our channel, or becoming a member. Your support makes this content possible.